My name is Ashley and I'm a heavy vehicle diesel mechanic. When I grew up, I didn't know what I wanted to be, beyond knowing that I had aspirations as a writer and would one day really like to be published. So when it came to high school, I didn't really know what was going to be afterwards because there was no university degree that could guarantee me that pathway. I chose a career in trade by accident. I actually signed up for work experience in year 10 and had no idea what I signed up for. But I went to my week of work experience and I loved it. And I found that the world of being a diesel mechanic was so much more exciting than I ever could have imagined. And I had a chance to work on engines, on stuff that most of us sometimes take for granted, even just driving our daily cars. And I continued to pursue that throughout high school. I started this career with that week of work experience where I got to help some diesel technicians rebuild an engine, completely a block of metal, and then put it all back together and hear it running again. And from there, having found a passion for the industry, I continued on to do a vet subject alongside my VCE. And despite getting a 95 ATAR as my year 12 exam result, I still chose to do an apprenticeship after high school because I was more interested in getting and starting to do the work and working in the field than following any university education. My family was really supportive of my choice in career because my parents are successful business owners despite having no university degrees themselves. So they knew that success didn't have to come from university education. But my friends and my peers at school, and often a lot of my teachers, were very surprised about my choice because it was unconventional for someone to achieve so well academically and then choose a trade. So I definitely went against the grain and what the school kind of told us was the definition of success. The most challenging part of my career journey has definitely been learning to work with my size. As I started working on trucks and I now work on mining equipment. So the equipment got bigger and bigger as I continued throughout my career. And I'm quite small, even for a female. So I had to learn how to do the job slightly differently and use my body weight and look after my body to get the job done. Also being a female in a male-dominated trade, I also had to learn to overcome this idea that I somehow had to prove myself more than the other apprentices around me. But at the end of the day, once you're an apprentice, and even once you're qualified, you're not seen for your gender, you're seen for how you show up and do the work. The most rewarding part of this journey has definitely been the freedom it's given me to start my own business. So I started a business with one of my TAFE mates. We've only been going for about 2 months now and he's already quit his full-time job to work full-time within our business. And that's something that I've been able to do because we have a trade and we can find our own work and carry out that work and develop our own reputation and find our own customers. In hindsight, the one thing I would have done differently throughout my apprenticeship and even my career now is potentially have moved workplaces while I was an apprentice. Because I picked an employer that was a specialist in diesel engines, I spent 4 years getting really good at that one task and one aspect of my job. But what that meant is, once I was qualified and then had to seek that more diverse experience, I had to do that without being quite as closely mentored. Which at the end of the day isn't a problem because it's all nuts and bolts. But in hindsight, it definitely would have helped me grow as an apprentice before I became qualified by having more diversity within the field. My dreams and aspirations for my career is to create this business and support other people in bringing them into my workforce and being able to work within that business with me to give myself and the people around me more freedom to enjoy the parts of life that are not just work related, whether that's spending more time with family and friends or working on side hobbies outside of a business. The best advice I can give for young females at the start of this journey, whether it's being a heavy vehicle diesel mechanic or any other tradesperson, is just giving it a try. Because at the end of the day, you can't know whether or not you're going to like it without actually trying. I found my trade by accident, and even if you go and try something and you find out that it's not the right thing for you, that's still information that's valuable because it can help you make a better decision for what it is you want to do after high school or after any further education.
Take the leap and start an exciting career in skilled trades today.